The Curse of the Pharaohs, myth or reality? For centuries, the world has been fascinated by one chilling legend, the Curse of the Pharaohs, a curse supposedly placed on the tombs of Egypt's ancient rulers, ensuring that those who disturbed their final resting places would face disastrous consequences. But what if this curse was more than just superstition? Could it be rooted in reality? Let's take a closer look at the history and mystery of this infamous curse. The idea of a curse first came to widespread attention in the early 20th century after the discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922 by British archaeologist Howard Carter. Just months after the tomb's opening, Lord Carnarvon, the financier of the expedition, mysteriously died from an infected mosquito bite. This triggered a flood of reports linking his death to the curse of the pharaohs. The press went wild, with newspapers claiming that every person involved with the tomb was doomed. But was it just a coincidence? Over the next few years, a series of deaths occurred among those who had been involved in the excavation of Tutankhamun's tomb, feeding the legend. Some of the notable figures included Sir Bruce Ingram, a close associate of Carnarvon, who lost his house in a fire, and Richard Bethel, Carter's assistant, who also met a mysterious end. But does this string of deaths prove the curse was real, or were these just tragic events that occurred naturally? Critics argue that the so-called curse is more of a fabrication than a truth. The reality is that many of the people involved in the excavation lived long lives without encountering any such misfortune. And while it's easy to point to the unusual deaths and chalk them up to supernatural forces, there are more grounded explanations. For instance, some scholars suggest that the tombs of the pharaohs were riddled with toxic mold and bacteria. These spores could have caused illness or death among those who disturbed the tombs, leading to the curse being misattributed to more natural causes. What about the wider context? The ancient Egyptians believed in powerful, spiritual forces that governed the afterlife. Pharaohs were not simply rulers, they were gods on earth, and their tombs were sanctified places, often filled with treasure and protected by magical symbols and prayers. So, it's possible that the stories of curses and divine retribution were not just tales to frighten tomb robbers, but reflections of the serious and sacred nature of these tombs. To the Egyptians, desecrating a tomb was not only a criminal act, but an offense against the gods themselves. Yet there's no denying the fascination the curse holds. The more recent deaths of archaeologists and historians who studied other tombs in Egypt only seem to add fuel to the fire. But does this mean there is a supernatural element to these deaths? Or is it just a matter of random events playing out over time? Perhaps the curse, much like many of the ancient legends, represents a deeper truth about the spiritual world. After all, we all know how powerful a good story can be in shaping our perception of reality. When we examine the curse of the pharaohs, it's essential to keep an open mind. Is it simply a myth concocted by superstitious minds, or does it hold some deeper, hidden truth? While modern science points to more logical explanations, the allure of the supernatural still lingers. The death and misfortune surrounding the opening of tombs, like Tutankhamun's, do seem too coincidental to completely dismiss. But regardless of whether the curse is real or a carefully constructed myth, the story serves as a reminder of the reverence and mystery surrounding the ancient world. It reminds us that some things are better left undisturbed, and that even in this modern age, there are still stories of the unknown waiting to be explored. So what do you think? Is the curse of the pharaohs simply a myth, or is there something more to this eerie tale? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating mysteries from history.